All right, good morning. It is Wednesday, July 26th. Today we have some big economic news dropping around 2 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's going to be noon and 12:30 my time. That is quite out far the range or the time frame in which I typically stream/trade. I typically stream and trade the first hour of the day, so from 9:30 to 10:30 Eastern Standard or 7:30 to 8:30 Mountain Time where I'm at. I am considering maybe doing a small second stream today on my lunch break. I'm going to check I'm gonna check my calendar before I say anything further. Um, I have an hour between 12, so an hour between noon and 1 p.m. I could stream that hour, and that would capture the two, I guess, economic data releases um, that are going to have some serious volatility today. So jumping into it, I'm not sure I'll take a trade this morning. We have to see what price action is doing, if there's any volume. Typically, the morning before an FOMC event or Jerome Powell speaks, a lot of people are kind of waiting on the sidelines to see what happens there. So I'm not sure I'll take a trade this morning. I'll look for an opportunity. I'll look for a setup. Maybe I'll take a small scalp or something. But I'm thinking I'm going to try, so don't hold me to it, but I'm going to try to stream around noon my time. I'm going to get off on my lunch break, and I'm going to try to stream the FOMC event and see if I can't take a trade. The reason being, these events always have a ton of volatility. We might see a $6 to $8 swing in one day. So if you get in on the right side of the trade, if you come out, you can make some insane gains on a day like today. Always use risk management. Don't FOMO. Don't over leverage. Don't full port. Because if it doesn't go your way and you experience that extreme volatility, you're going to get absolutely smoked. So at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard, we have the FOMC decision on interest rate policy. A lot of people think that we're going to hike another 25 basis points. We'll see. I'm not sure what the market's reaction would be to that. I think everybody kind of expects that that's a possibility, so it might already be priced in. That wouldn't necessarily be a surprise. If we just paused and kept it where it was, I think that could be seen from the market as a bullish thing. If we hike it further, that could be a bearish. We'll see. And at 2:30 p.m., Jerome Powell has his press conference where he'll inevitably speak about the current state of the economy, why they made the decision to hike or pause or whatever that they decided to do. So that's the big event for today. Everybody's watching it. And that's ultimately what will dictate kind of like the second half of the day and ultimately where we end up, whether we have a huge drop, whether we have a big rally. The market has been seeming to take every single piece of economic data as bullish and just rally its tits off. So we might encounter a rally if they either pause or do kind of what's expected. We'll see. With that being said, I'm going to jump into this. I'll start marking some areas, looking at some levels. But I just wanted to start by saying that today, this morning, the first hour of the day may not be the best time to trade because we have such large data dropping in the afternoon. And so I'll try to work things out to get here and to stream and trade. I'll have a short stream, maybe 40 minutes or so. and see if I can't just get a little piece of that FOMC volatility. But I do have meetings, I do have work obligations, so I'm gonna try. I can't commit to it. With all that being said, let's look at this daily chart, why don't we? So we had come up, made a high, we had some pullback, some consolidation in this range. We kind of bounced and we set a new high as of yesterday. We broke out of yesterday's kind of range. We had it ended up having a trending day, an uptrending day. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark, and this is pretty convenient, so I'm gonna mark that recent swing high. That is also the high of yesterday's trading session, so I'm gonna throw a little green on there. I'm also going to mark, and I might adjust this on the hourly chart to get a little bit more accurate, but I'm gonna mark the very bottom. So that is the low of yesterday's trading session, all right? Those are the first two things I mark, no matter what. And it also just so happens that the high of yesterday is the most recent swing high as well. So that's a pretty good indicator as well. If we break above that, that's some serious bullish momentum. Now, an area that I'm looking for in terms of like bounces, support, is this 452. I've had it marked a few times. You can see it was a high a day back here. It's kind of a support level for these two candles. So I'm gonna just throw a 452 level up on the screen there. And as far as that, this is a pretty far-fetched one, but you can see kind of resistance. We flipped it to support almost immediately, that 447.43. And then if we're looking way down here, I see that we have kind of this big area of confluence here where we had failed to break above for numerous days. And once we broke above, we kind of gapped above it and never really touched it. So if we do have some massive sell-off event, gaps do like to be filled. As you see here, we gapped up, we kind of gapped back down, filled that gap and rallied up. We gapped up, we never came back and filled that. So I'm not saying we're gonna sell off, but if we do, you could maybe look for that gap fill if we start really selling off. With that being said, those are just some levels I'm looking at on the daily chart here. If you're looking at volume, you know, we have kind of some consolidation, big green move up, kind of some consolidation. Pretty low volume on these last 2 days, maybe leading into that FOMC, perhaps, maybe why. Let's jump into the 1 hourly chart, one hour chart here. Give it a look ski. So what are we seeing here? We hit that high and we have kind of sold off in the aftermarket / pre-market. We have this, which is a recent, so I'll add this as it was a point of resistance in yesterday's trading session. It's also the pre-market high at that 456 almost exactly. That's something to look for if we do manage to push our way up there. Aside from that, we have our low here. We also have this 454 kind of whole number here that acted as support throughout 2 days ago and the pre-market of yesterday. So we are showing weakness. I think we could come up and see a retest possibly of like this area in here. Somewhere in there, that 455. That was an area that we rejected off in the morning yesterday. That's also kind of been a key area that we've been watching for the past few days here. As you can see, actually, can I just extendo this? Yeah, so if you extend that 455, you can kind of see the price action. This is something that I mentioned yesterday as well as in my recap, as that was the basis for my trades yesterday. There's a rejection off that 455. We've fallen below it again. So as you can see, when we're below it, it's been pretty firm resistance. When we're above it, it acts as pretty strong support. We're below it again. And I think just looking in that area, anywhere from like 455 to 455.2 ish is a fair kind of level to watch out for. You can see pre-market high, busted above it, support, kind of support, broke below it, resistance. That's an area that I'm watching for sure. If we have this kind of selling off occurring, weak price action, if we come up and retest this area, I might just repeat trade what I did yesterday and look for a rejection off that 455 zone. So with that being said, if we break this line here, this low of yesterday, I could see a further fall, whether we get down to, say, 452, 453 area. I should have been a little bit more cognizant of the timing here, but we are opening up. I'm going to pull up my chart. Looks like we might be approaching that 455. If we push up into it, I will look for a rejection. We are getting some action pushing up to it. I'm not sure that we'll reach it. So we have puts here. I'm looking for those 454 puts. This is zombie. We'll call them 455 calls. I have no intention of calls at the current second. All right, we are pushing up into this level. I am looking for a reject based off the weakness that we showed. So I'm going to give it a little bit more room. Hopefully it doesn't sell off immediately before I get in on that position. So we kind of ticked up near it. We're having a little bit of a pullback. As you can see, each time we push up, we kind of get pulled back a little bit. I would like to see us retest that level to a T and try to get a good entry. So I am taking an entry here. And I will likely take another entry if we continue to push up a little bit. Excuse me. I think early in the morning I haven't had much water. My throat's a little rough. So we'll see here. All right, I got that sweet hydration, baby. We back. So yeah, kind of bouncing off that level. Obviously would love for this to go in my direction, but I also wouldn't mind getting a fill on a second entry here. I don't want to FOMO into it and kind of jeopardize my entry price. I would like to maintain a good entry on this. And having a bit more leverage in a position that I feel confident in. So we're kind of coming back up. We've been testing it. There's a bit of selling coming in. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a few candles linger around here before a big drop. Looks like we are getting some serious selling coming in here, so we might reverse soon, as there's some definite selling volume coming in. I've got a really good entry on this. I pretty much bottom ticked it. I pretty much sniped the very top of this. So Yeah, I think I literally got the very top of this. So I have an excellent entry. Only one position, so super small. Ideally, I see us maybe come down and test this area down here. That would be a nice about $1 move, or yeah, about $1 from 455 to 454. I would take profit on my single position here. So we're gonna see. And these are tomorrow's expiration as well. I'm not trading same day, so I'm trading the expiration on the 27th. This is a 454 strike. So we're really trying to get down to 454. That would put me in the money. That would be an excellent move. Showing another push up. We might retest. It would not surprise me at all. Contracts are moving pretty funky. It's almost near my entry point, which was up here, and we're still, 20, 30 cents off of that. So depending on how this candle moves, I might average down if it gives me a better entry position. If I can improve my entry at the moment. I'm just sticking with what I got. I'm not too concerned here. So we're definitely showing some weakness as we're approaching up there. You see that we're getting some serious selling as soon as we get up towards that 455 area. Feeling pretty confident in this trade. Wouldn't mind getting a second position open on it, but I don't want to jeopardize the fill that I have. I have a really good entry price, so if it pushes back up into this range, I will get another contract. So here we go, and you can see the contracts are moving pretty odd. We're kind of pushing up on low volume and somehow have a lower premium than when we were even higher earlier in the day. So have some weird premium going on, and that might be to some like implied volatility going on today. Like I said, we do have that big FOMC meeting and interest rate decision today, so it could be impacting how options are moving here. Also, I did mention before the trading day, we have these FOMC days. It happens around noon or in the afternoon. Typically, the mornings aren't the greatest time to trade because we kind of have maybe low volume, weak price action, sort of choppy movements. So it could also be that we just chop around for a bit. I wouldn't be surprised by it. I'm hoping that we do get a clean move off this, clean rejection. But anything is really possible at this time, especially with the news dropping today. I think a lot of people are going to be on the sidelines until we have more clarity, which will come in the afternoon when we have that meeting, that discussion. So we are showing, continues to try to push up. We're getting a little bit of selling happening here. Kind of bouncing off that 454.5 close to where we opened on the previous candle. I'd really like to see us break that as an indication that we might go lower. We bounced and we're going up, so we might just be getting some super choppy trading here. It looks like we're kind of bouncing. We have super low volume on this. Like I said, I will take another position if we retest this area. Just trying to prepare for that a little bit. So I am going to take another contract here. So I have 2 contracts open. Average price of 144. We're kind of just hovering right at that area. Pushed up, retesting it, broke above 455. We're still kind of in this zone that I'm watching for a reject. I'm not really worried about it unless we break above here, and then I'll probably try to get out. We are showing some serious strength on this candle. I mean, this is the most bullish candle that we've had today. So we're continuing to push up somehow on the lowest volume candle that we've had all morning. We're just rallying into that zone. I'm still watching trade still valid in terms of what I'm looking for a rejection in this area. I could have waited, probably had a little bit better strike price, but you can never have everything totally perfect. Sniping an entry is a bit of a luck game. If you fail to get in early, you might miss the whole move. If you do get in early, you might have kind of a bad fill. So we'll see here. We're getting a little bit of a pullback from pushing up into that area that I was looking for. We're opening kind of right below it again. I would like to see some pullback from here. But the area that I'm really looking for is if we can break this here. We've bounced twice off this level here. I might trim one position when we get to that point, if we get to that point, and set my stop on my other and try to let it run. Reason being is we've kind of showed failure to break that low. So we'll see. We'll see if we can get to that point. I'd probably trim one for a small profit and let the other run. But that is the first area that I'm looking for in terms of any sort of reversing of the current price action. Hopefully we can get to that. So you can see my entry price isn't as good now. Had I entered up here, I would be in the green. Currently, we're kind of right at my entry price. So in terms of like setting a stop loss, I'm watching for a break above this to get out to kind of confirm that my position is invalid. But with the way that the premium's moving, that would probably be a bigger loss than I'd generally try to take. So we're watching. We had a bit of a failure to break lower, but that doesn't mean that we can't. We still have about 3 minutes left in this candle, so we'll see. We'll see if we can get a push down. I realize I do not have my music going. Maybe that's what I need to push me into a winning trade here. All right, we got the chill piano beats. So I'll try to let this trade play out here. These longer tails, failure to break lower, a little concerning. Ideally, I would like to see more of a pullback from this area than we're getting. I'm praying we don't just chop around all day and just let time decay eat me. That would be unfortunate. But we do have kind of a severe drop-off in volume. I think that that's going to be the case until we get to the FOMC meeting this afternoon. We probably have a lot of people just kind of chilling on the sidelines waiting to see what happens. So I was debating taking a trade today. I took this one because it's a setup that worked for me yesterday. It's a setup that I still believe is valid. But I think in terms of the conditions for today, where we're probably going to see some lower volume, maybe not the greatest morning to trade. So price action has not been bearish, which is unfortunate. Being in a put position, we do kind of have these bounces, these longer bottom wicks, a low volume candle on the selling. So I'd really like to see us make a sweep of this low. I'm not sure that we'll get it. It looks like we're just gonna have a grinder. I'm really targeting a retest of this previous low. I would take one contract off the table at that point, and set my stop loss probably at break even for the other and try to let it run. That would be a pretty small move, especially with the way these premiums are moving. Probably not get a ton of profit if that does happen, but taking some sort of profit in the morning heading into the FOMC would be ideal for me. We're struggling to break lower, pretty concerning. Volume is absolutely abysmal. We're not really getting any sort of price action. That could change here. I would love to see it change. But at the moment, not really convincing. You can see on the hourly chart, things are looking good. We pushed up into that zone that was on the hourly. We've pulled back a little bit. Grand scheme of things, it looks all right. The only problem is that we're just experiencing super low volume. Little baby candles, man, little 10-cent candles. So if we just get chopped around like this, there's no way I'll be able to take a profit. So hopefully we don't just do whatever this is, where we just stay stagnant for a minute. But that may be the case. Like I said, I think we're just gonna have super low volume this morning. And I said that before I traded today, that I might not take any trades because volume would probably be low. So nobody to blame but myself if we do just chop around and this ends up not working out at all. As you can see, this is disgusting. This price action is just gross. It's not doing jack shit. I mean, the volume got, what, 2 people buying it? Come on now. We'll see. But yeah, we failed to set a new low. Objectively speaking, I really don't like what I'm seeing here in terms of being in this trade. We're kind of bouncing right at my entry price, so I'm not going to make a rash decision and like sell for a loss or something while we're just bouncing around here, but it is disgusting. I don't expect this to go super well at the current moment with how things are playing out. And you can see volumes just dropping off a cliff. Yeah, we're in an uptrend. We haven't had really much of a pullback. We've failed to set any new lows. If I was looking at this from the outside, it doesn't look like it's going to go my way very well. Could be wrong. I hope to be wrong. Well, being wrong in that assumption and being right in my trade would be great, but we'll see here. It's been gross. So about 15 seconds left in this candle. Volume is not there. We're kind of just chopping around at this 450, just below this 455 area. Let's start a new candle. Yeah. Kind of as I expected. The volume's just not there. I mean, when we open and it just doesn't even move for like 20 seconds, there's just nobody really trading right now or participating in these. So I'd love to be proven wrong. I'd love to have a move happen. At this point, I don't even care if it's up or down. Just let something happen. So we're kind of retesting this low that we set, this 454.7 area. We can break below that. I'm on a trim down here. As I've said, I'm not sure that we're going to break below it. Oh, it's trying. Come on now, Betty. So we are getting a little bit of volume coming in as you compare it to, there we go. There's a little bit of volume. If you compare it to the previous candle, we're only, less than 2 minutes in, and we're almost comparatively at that amount of volume. So it looks like we might reach this level in which, taking one off the table, playing this a little bit more conservative, especially with how this day's been going. This premium is not moving very well. It's disgusting, honestly. It's so bad. All right, so I may just try to get out of this trade if we can push back down a little bit. I've lost faith. The volume's not there, the price action's not there. This is just chopping me around into oblivion. I don't feel too optimistic about holding on to this trade very long. We'll see. I'll take one off here. Just de-risk a little bit. I have one contract open. We're pretty much like right at, I guess, my other strike. So a little in the money. I don't know how this says 150 if I'm $4 in the money, but we'll see here. I probably should have trusted my instinct and not tried to trade this morning. Just based on the fact that we do have a excuse me, we do have a big volatility move kind of coming later in the day with the FOMC decision. So lesson learned: trading the morning of any big news catalyst, we're probably just going to get chopped, and it's not very nice. Gross. Like, I don't know, even if you're taking calls, if you're taking puts, I don't think anybody's winning. So this is just a gross day. Gross morning, I suppose. I mean, when you see the candle not even moving, like it just doesn't budge. Look at that. It's not great for trading. You're just gonna get chopped around. Premium's gonna suck. It's literally not moved in the past like minute. Crazy stuff. So I'm just on a sell. I'm kind of done with this. I think I have a profit of $1. We'll watch. But this morning is not the time to be trading. I mean, it's not great. We're just, you can see what we're doing. It's disgusting. The time to watch would be around 2 to 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. We have a lot of news coming out. I would not be in a trade when that news comes out, but I would wait to see kind of the dust settle a little bit and see if you can't catch a position in whichever way we end up trending, either up or down after that. So a bit of a rookie mistake on my part. I thought the setup was nice enough to where we would still get like a reasonable move in terms of this 455 that I've been watching. We had kind of a sell-off in the after and pre-market. We were coming up to retest that with some weakness. To me, that's a good setup on pretty much any day besides a day like today. So I tried it. You know, I think you could have maximized had you copped up here and sold down here at the retest of that recent low. I was hoping for a bigger move down, but as you can see, it's not really happening. So yeah, today might be a super boring morning in terms of trading. It might just be kind of a sit and watch, and not much to watch as we have very low volume. I mean, you can see comparatively we're pretty low. Like generally the opening hour is pretty high volume. Our opening hour is like the lowest volume day, or the lowest volume candle out of like the previous days. So this afternoon there will be some opportunities. This morning, probably not worth getting into something and just getting chopped around. As I say that, we are pushing down. So the move that I was waiting on is kind of happening. Yeah. Had I held a little bit, would have had a better result, but still, I'm not mad. I really didn't like what I was seeing. I really didn't feel like getting chopped around and taking a loss. Typically, traders recommend that you have a plan and you stick to that plan. You either get stopped out or you hit your profit target. I agree with it, but I also believe that you should use your gut instinct sometimes. And if shit just really isn't working out how you want, sometimes it's best just to cut it and let it go. Microsoft had earnings yesterday. They beat estimates. had a huge sell-off in the afternoon. Looks like we had a bit of a rally and getting a little bit of a pullback. Definitely experiencing a bit of a sell-off here. Could see a potential bounce from this level. See, we have some confluence here on the pre-market. Not trading Microsoft, but something I thought would be interesting to look at. So yeah, just continuing to chop. I mean, even on this candle, it had some increased volume, came down and retest this previous low. I mean, we're getting a little bit, but you can see that the premium just isn't doing a whole lot. So yeah, just not a great morning to be trading SPY at least. Oh man. Will the FOMC announcement push the S&P to all-time highs? Maybe. But yeah, on choppy days like this, terrible time to trade options. You'd think if you got in right here and you were in still, you'd probably be in profit, right? Had like a solid, 50-cent drop. But if you look, the price at the very top here was 1.44, and we are currently lower than that. So you could have taken an option, a put here. Price has fallen, and you'd be down. So these choppy days, these days with kind of I'm guessing implied volatility is probably really high on these. So even if the trade does go in your, excuse me, even if the trade does go in your favor, you can still lose money, which is an odd phenomenon to experience. Trader TV. Never use that. Watching TV. Is anybody else gonna try to trade the FOMC? I'm curious if there's anybody in here and they're planning on trading this afternoon. Usually high volatility event. You can capture a trade. There's some big money to be made on FOMC events. I think with this sad opening hour where it says I'm up $1. Let's see here. I'm actually down $1 or like 60 cents or something. So I think after that sad of an opening, I might have to have a second session in the afternoon and try to trade that. See if we can't catch something. You don't have to trade every day. Certainly don't have to. So we're still bouncing off that 454.5 area that we've bounced a few times now. We're kind of failing to break below that. As you can see, we've come down and touched it about 4 times now, and each time we've bounced. So not sure that we'll break that and try this 454 area. As of now, it certainly doesn't look like it. Yeah, it kind of feels like watching paint dry a little bit. Just not much going on. I might hop off a little early so I can get my breakfast, transition into work. And I am going to make a rough statement / promise that I will hop on around the time of the FOMC event and try to trade on my lunch break and see if I can't capture a move. So in a rare instance, I may be back for a second trade session. We will see. If everything goes well, I do plan on doing that. But yeah, with that being said, I really have no desire to trade this price action right now. And I will be back. I'll be back this evening, or not this, well, I will be back this evening. I'm gonna hop on this afternoon for the FOMC, and then I will make a recap video. Probably talk about how I shouldn't have tried to trade this morning, knowing that we would experience low volume and probably choppy conditions. So yeah, look out for the second stream around FOMC. Come hop in, come say what's up. See if we can't capture a nice move off that. And then in this evening, I will be posting a recap video, kind of looking over what I've done this morning and hopefully a big winning trade that I made off FOMC. That's yet to be determined, however. So, as always, I trade every single morning, Monday through Friday. If you like what I'm doing, if you learn anything, if you feel the vibes, you know, slap a subscribe, slap a like, say what up, come hang out. It's always appreciated. And as always, I hope you have a great day. All right, peace out.